Here we go.
Hello. Here we go. What an exciting day, my friends. I'm not a lady that celebrates much. I'm over the age of 25, so I don't believe in birthdays anymore. I'm not overly festive, but friends, do you know what today is?
Fletcher's birthday.
No.
I panicked.
Hey, it would keep with the team theme, right? With AP's birthday being on Windows launch day.
If you want to make it today, Fletch, you can.
Okay, I'll just falsely claim it's today, and I'll shift it. It's all good because today is Surface Announce Day.
Surface Day. I like that you were just like, is anybody going to say it? Who's going to come out with it?
But it was because, there was also Surface Announce Day, but there was so much bonus. There was bonus announcements.
So much bonus. There was so much that happened overnight here in Australia and New Zealand while we were sleeping. It was 3 a.m. for us, a little bit better for other time zones in the world, but from 3 a.m. to 3:35 a.m. this morning, our cup was full with Microsoft greatness.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about everything that happened overnight for us. Surface Pro 9, Surface Pro 9 with 5G, Surface Laptop 5, some new Windows features, Surface Laptop Studio 2 Plus. No, Surface Studio 2 Plus. Let me say that right. So many things, so much goodness. But I want to start the celebration off with something that is very, very special to me, that is very, very special to Microsoft, that is very, very special to Surface as a whole. And that is the fact that we're celebrating 10 years of Surface this year. So Fletcher, could you start us off with that awesome video, please?
10 years ago, we created Surface to reimagine how we work, how we play, and how we create. To empower more. You took it even further. We can't wait to see what you do next.
Amazing. So good. I loved seeing that was kind of where the whole Microsoft event started. The fact that it has been 10 years since the first ever Surface Pro first came out blows my mind. Once again, makes me realize that I've aged a little bit. But guys, I want to start off, in celebrating 10 years of Microsoft Surface, I want to start us off by asking, first of all, Lisa and Fletch, I'll pose this question to you, but if you were joining us live on the stream, please type it in the comments and let us know, what was your first Surface device and what did you love about it? Lisa, I'd like to start with you if that's okay.
Oh, I feel like I'm the worst person to start with, but I am completely different to you guys. Let's just point that out. So my first Surface device was the Laptop 3. So I know that was bought out not too long ago, like 3 years ago. But, for me, I was never into technology. I guess you could say when I was a kid, I never had devices. Back in school, we didn't need to have devices when I was in high school. Wow, I sound really old. But there was never any requirement for us to have a BYOD device or anything like that when I was in school. And, I didn't need one after school or anything like that. So we kind of just had, one of those old clunker, like a desktop at home that, had dial up and everything on it. So Surface Laptop 3 was my first Surface, introduction to the Surface range.
Yeah, love it. Love it. We've had someone drop in the chat that their first Surface device was a Surface Go. I love that.
What a great device to choose. Just saying.
I know. I know that's one of your favorites as well, right, my friend?
It is. I've now converted my sister to have one. My daughter uses one. It was mine, but it's kind of hers now. And my wife has one too. And my mum. That's 4 Surface Goes just in my family. That's wow. What a great choice. What a great place to start, just got to say. But for me, I was lucky. I was very lucky. When I started, the first Surface device that I got was actually a Surface Pro 3. And that was a really, I feel like one of the biggest Pro launches since, that original Pro came out, because it had updated the form factor, a form factor that carried on in a large degree for the next 4 Surface generations, right? It was so good with that. It, for me, was something that I directly compared to previous devices that I had. And it always kind of, not working for Microsoft before getting that Pro 3, wondered, what makes the Surface deal so important. And when I got that Pro 3, when I first launched it up, when I saw how smooth everything ran, how nice the design was, how well it interacted with things like the Surface Pen, how amazing the type cover was, I was just like an absolute light bulb moment for me. I just could not get enough of it from then on. And, 6-7 years later, here I am, still loving Surface and getting to talk about it for work, which is absolutely amazing.
So good, right? And I absolutely love that you said that, Fletch. I got it wrong. In my mind, I thought you were going to say the Surface Book, but you started earlier than I thought you did. And for me, my life is mapped out by what Surface device I was using at the time. And I know it sounds really weird to say, but Surface Pro 3, and I love that, Fletch. And I think that there are so many like small things about Surface, some of which we're going to go into today, some of which we go into every time we talk about Surface. There are just some of those really little features that when you're used to Surface, you forget to talk about them because you get so spoiled, and they're so awesome, like that 3:2 aspect ratio, the iconic kickstand on Surface devices, the premium design of the laptops, all of those amazing things are just so Surface, right? So unique to Surface and so amazing. So please do join us in talking about what your first Surface device was and what you loved about it. But you guys know that I'm an old timer. I've kept it. I can't get rid of it. It's always here for moments like this. But I first started way back in the day, almost 10 years ago, but not quite, with my Surface Pro 2. And I really like what you said about the Surface Pro 3 launch there, Fletch, because I remember watching that video and being like, oh my God, it's like they've taken a rolling pin to it. They've flattened it out to more of the Surface Pro form factor that we know and love today, it being thinner, lighter, more portable, closer to an A4 sheet of paper, all of those amazing things.
Digital pixelated A4 piece of paper.
I know.
One of the best lines ever. That Pro, though, that Pro you had in your hand, though, Hannah, I may not have ever had one, but I was working in a retail store when it did launch, and like you say, it was just so mind-blowing seeing this tablet form factor device with what it had packed into it. And I know I say this story just about every time a Surface device launches, but it was just such a monumental change to the whole PC landscape. What you guys can buy in store right now is evolved because of that moment in time, and it was the most exciting launch that I was ever part of when I did work in a retail store.
I totally agree, Fletch. And I think that has really been a goal of Surface from the very beginning, right? To look at how we use a laptop, look at what it's designed for. And Panos Panay even said it in the event that happened overnight, the Microsoft event, instead of looking at what technology is and what it can do, why don't we actually look at the humans who are using it and how we can make that technology fade into the background to make what we want to do on those devices even easier. So I think that is a great place to start. So we've covered some of that epic 10-year history of Surface, but let's dig into the new. Guys, Fletch, are you ready? Are you ready to rock?
Ready.
I'm so ready. You are the legend that is driving the ship today. I'm just here to say the things. But Fletch is driving the ship for us. Fletch, let's roll that all-new Surface Pro 9 video.
Yeah.
Love a sizzle video. Nothing I love more than a sizzle video. Have I already watched that 10 times this morning? You know it. You know that I have. Lisa, I can't take this moment of glory away from you. What is the standout in that video to you?
I feel like this is my time to shine here. So 2 things to stand out for me is, one, I'm about to be really broke because I want all the colors, guys. The colors, yes. Microsoft are listening. I swear they have they're listening telepathy in my brain right now. So not only do we have the sapphire, that amazing like blue kind of color, but we also have, I want to say it's a play on the sage, but it's actually the forest color. So completely different to what the sage is. But I want all the colors. Yeah. I mean, of course, you've got your platinum and, those boring ones, but we need to focus on those pretty colors. Oh, my goodness.
You're lucky you got to go first, Lisa, because that forest green is right up my alley. I just love it.
It's really, love it. Really nice.
You know what? That's all right, Fletch. You can take the forest green because I was looking and I was like, you know what? No, the forest is definitely a standout because I loved the sage. But then I saw the sapphire and I was like, nah. That's my jam right there. That's what I want.
You've got a lot of people agreeing with you in the chat there. If anyone wants to join me in the Forest Green Club, let me know because I'm feeling a little bit lonely right now. But let's be heard, people. Let's be heard. Yes, Jeff. Yes,
Jeff is there with you. Gotta love that forest green. See, something really cool that I did this morning is you can go, of course, onto the Microsoft website and you can actually mix and match them. It gives you quite a nice little option. So I could try out the Graphite Pro with that sapphire type cover or the forest type cover and see what I like. You could do like a 2-tone monochromy vibe, or you could go for a mix and match. And that's something that I have always loved about Surface. That's why those colors are so important. So you can personalize your device to best suit your own fashion, your own style. I was inspired by my own fashion style by Panos and his cool bomber jacket in the announcement this morning. So I was like, Panos can rock a bomber jacket, so can I. That's not even kind of relevant to what we're talking about. But what I love about Surface and the colors and the way that these are done is that these are meticulously crafted with the highest grade of aluminium. So the colors are anodized into them. It's not like a paint on top. It's not some kind of like varnish. It's like mixed into the color as it's produced, which is why they're so kind of true and vibrant colors. True, rich, vibrant, all of those fun words that you want to shout out. Yes, Jay, I absolutely love that Liberty type cover as well. It is pure elegance. And I am going to do all I can to get my hands on one of those. You guys know what I'm like. I love a limited edition something. So that is my goal. I'm getting myself one of those because I think it is absolutely beautiful. Really, really cool. And speaking about colors and being able to personalize, there is a way that we can kind of personalize our Surface Pro 9 experience a little bit more than before, right, Fletch? So we're running the Surface Pro 9 in 2 variants. So there's a Surface Pro 9, which is built on the Intel Evo platform, but there is also the Surface Pro 9 with 5G. And Fletch, you are a smarter man than I am, and you can talk to specs like no one else I know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love that they've got these 2 options within the Surface Pro family right now. It is just amazing. Obviously, that Intel Evo platform that it's built on for the non-5G models is fantastic. It's actually the 3rd generation of Intel Evo as well. So what that means is, you get more than you would have in previous generations. You get it has to have a 12th gen Intel processor to be guaranteeing the speed and some of the AI features that Intel Evo uses to make sure that the PC runs to the standard that you want it to. But what it guarantees beyond that is Wi-Fi 6, aka ultra-fast Wi-Fi connection in your home. You're never going to be lagging behind because of the device. You have fast charge in the device. We actually have fast charge that's even better than what Intel Evo requires, but that's because we always want to push the boundary. We have amazing features that have been in Surface for a long time, but they're continuing to come to the forefront, and the Pro 9 has such an amazing digital inking experience, but that is now required as part of the Intel Evo platform as well. So I know we're going to be talking about that slim pen and the haptic feedback motor and how it actually feels more than even it did on Pro 8, that you're drawing on paper or canvas or whatever material you love to use. What it really means with Intel Evo is you're guaranteed to have as premium an experience as you would expect from a device like this. And now we're not just saying that, as fans of Surface, Intel is putting their badge and feeling confident enough to say that as well. So you can absolutely have that peace of mind with the Evo platform devices.
I love that. And there's one more thing, Fletch, one more thing that I cannot believe. I cannot believe that you haven't mentioned it. And something else that's important for the Intel Evo platform is indeed the Thunderbolt ports.
Yes, 100%. You're totally right. So this is Thunderbolt ports, and devices that have Thunderbolt ports really are pushing the boundaries of what technology can do, which is why you saw that call out to having 2 4K monitor connectivity on this device. How awesome is that? I think it's pretty amazing. But the other side of it is you can connect it to things like external graphics cards. So if you ever come home, you have been doing some design work because you're an architect, you've been doing going out and getting ideas because you like to create your own art, or you're a gamer, a player like myself, plug it into an external GPU and you'll be away cooking with gas. Oh, should we talk about SQ3? Am I monologuing too hard,
please.
Hannah?
No, keep monologuing, my friend. Keep monologuing. Tell us. Tell us more. Tell us more.
I'm so excited about the SQ3. And I think you two have already said it, right? The devices should continue to personalize to you. They should continue to make your life easier. Technology is all about fading into the background and putting you at the forefront and saving you time, making you look better. And by golly, the SQ3 does exactly that. So SQ3, not only is it faster than the SQ2, but it is something called a neural processing unit. I'm not going to get too far into the weeds with that, but what it essentially is, it's an evolution of your traditional processor units, your CPUs in a device. And it actually enables the processor to run more calculations on the spot at one time, which powers AI like never before. So, you know what, Hannah? Can we actually show some of the things that this can do?
Yes, I believe that we can, Fletch.
Can we do
I
that?
believe you are the man that is making the magic happen today, Fletch. So can we?
Yeah, let's see what that AI empowers.
That is what I need. That is what I need in my life. I'm sure we've all been there on a Teams call, or we do this on streams all the time, obviously, where you find yourself just looking at that little corner version of you instead of actually looking at the camera or looking to the people you're talking to, because you think, oh, my hair's a little bit off. I don't really know what's going on. So really distracting. So I really love that technology can help me out. How does it do it? I don't know. Pure magic, my friends. But I think that
AI
is how it does it.
I feel like we don't need to know, right, Hannah? Anything that makes us look better on camera, we don't need to know how it works. We just need to look better.
I'll take it. You guys know the struggle that the guy who mows our lawns, bless him, he's just trying to do his job, but he always turns up when I'm in a meeting. Always, every single time. Yeah. So, that audio kind of block feature, that blur background feature. Oh my goodness, so much goodness.
That is amazing. Right? Yeah. I also love, guys, the autofocus, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm struggling right now to sit still. I struggle to sit still, and I'm like, you'll see me moving like this. Am I in center? Am I over here?
You're not with that today, so your dogs aren't going to make a feature. That's
Exactly.
That's what's the best part,
Yeah.
really, Lisa.
I feel like weird because I'm sitting so still and I'm like trying to do this, and it's just that autofocus. Like, it's amazing. Take my money. See,
And-
I'm gonna be broke.
Yeah, take my money.
It looks like someone's got a DSLR on a gimbal, right? Like getting
It
that
does.
super smooth pan and stuff, and it's just a webcam. What?
What? Amazing.
What?
Chris is right there with us, having those two
Mm.
4K monitors. Native is a dream come true. Voice focus, autofocus, chef's kiss.
Mm.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Fletch, I'm so sorry. We said that we would let you talk to this,
That's all
and
good.
both Lisa and I
Sorry
have
for
just
that.
talked over you. I can see you going to say something.
that's
and then we'll cut you
important,
off at the
right?
knees, so
No. I just think, to tie it into what's the importance of this neuroprocessing unit? What's the importance of SQ3?
Mhm.
It is these AI features that it unlocks, right? What does it mean? It just means that the processor can calculate more at once. It's like if you all of a sudden had another 20% of your brain unlocked and you could start to run all these extra things in your head at once. That's what a neuroprocessor unit is doing. That's how it's evolving from a CPU. So boom, it's amazing.
Fletcher Paul Mayo, that is why I let you run this part of the session. That is why I begged you to do it, basically, because I really love that. Unlocking an extra 20% of your brain so you can run more at once. That's what these processors do for you, and I think that is truly, truly awesome. So we've talked a little bit about the device. We've talked about the amazing new colors that are coming to the Surface Pro 9. We have talked about some of the amazing AI features that are coming to the Surface Pro 9 with 5G. Lisa plunged into darkness, waving your arms around the room's clearly forgotten that you're there. That's okay. But something else that you guys know is absolutely crucial to have the best experience with your Surface device is, of course, the accessories. So we talked a little bit about the Surface Slim Pen 2, that beautiful haptic motor in it, so you get that real feeling as you write, as you draw, to emulate the feeling of a pen on paper or a pencil as you sketch or a paintbrush on canvas, all of those amazing things. And you guys, Jay shouted out that beautiful Liberty keyboard experience as well, but there are all new colors for the Surface Signature keyboard. So as you guys know from the Surface Pro 8, that has a little cubby in it for your Slim Pen to not only stay there so it doesn't fall out in your backpack or going through airport security or whatever that may be. It's got that little spot there for it to stay safe and charge as well. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that if you're going to go out, pre-order, treat yourself to a Surface Pro 9, get the bundle. Get the bundle, friends, because that is the best value. And Lisa, I know that you're someone who loves handwriting notes. That's just how your brain works, right? It's part of your process. Pro 9 is for you, Jonesy. Instead of going between a laptop to writing something down on the side, let's get one device to rule them all. And for me, that was has always been my favorite experience from Surface. I said at the beginning, I started my Surface journey with the Surface Pro 2 while I was at university. And instead of lugging around a laptop and a book for each different class, I started a OneNote and I started handwriting notes. It was a little bit strange to get used to, but I committed. I made that commitment and I was just like, this is my life now. This is what I'm going to do. And I've never looked back since. A really, really awesome experience, which is super, super, super important. Fletcher, yes.
Can we chuck in a bonus accessory? Yeah. One that got chucked out in the chat, which I think is really, really important as a shout out.
Yes.
There's two actually, but we'll start with the first one.
Yes.
Game Pass Ultimate on that 5G SQ3. Andre, that was the first thing that stood out to Andre, and I love it because that wasn't the first thing that stood out to me. But as soon as he pointed it out, I was like, how did it not stand out to me straight away? Of course it's What a great one to pair with that Surface Pro 5G. That's just absolutely amazing.
Perfect. Love it.
I feel like this is something that, you've already said that you're going to spend money, Jonesy, and I think Hannah is as well. Hannah's already searching for a limited edition type cover, and I feel like you're going to travel to the UK to just make that happen, Hannah. And Game Pass will be going with you.
Not going to lie, I happen to be going there. I happen to be going to the UK, and as soon as I watched the announcement, I was just like, good thing I happen to be going to the UK, because that's where I'm probably most likely to get my hands on one.
Absolutely.
So exciting.
Sorry, Hannah, I've just totally stolen a bit of your thunder now.
That's
But
okay.
Jay has also...
Yes, good. I was just like, you said two, and I hope that the second one you're leading into is from our good friend Jay. Jay, thank you so much for joining us. That Surface Audio Dock. Oh my goodness. How cool was that? That for me was one of the mic drop moments. Obviously, there were so many of them throughout the announcement, but that audio dock, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. So in talking to Surface accessories, it's really important to consider where you're going to be using your device, right? And you know, we are pretty spoiled doing what we do, but I've got an accessory set up for at my house, and I've got an accessory set up that lives in my bag for when I'm out and about. Obviously, we're going out to do more trainings than we have been able to for the last little while, and having a Surface Dock 2 at my desk. Chef's kiss. Chris, you said it earlier. Chef's kiss. So many chef's kiss moments. But that has been so good, right? Just that one connector to be like, bada bing, bada boom, I'm ready to go. My device is charging. I'm plugged into my external monitors. All of that jazz. But we've leveled it up with that awesome new audio dock. It's like a little speaker bar. So we have audio coming through that. There's microphones in it. And you can connect to displays all at the same time. All from an audio dock. Amazing.
What else could you need?
I didn't know that was missing in my life until I saw it this morning. And I just went, how did I never know that I needed that? Yet I need it so much.
Yes, agreed. I'm just seeing my bank balance go down.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here. Why do I agree to do these streams? I should never do these streams.
Oh, man. But you know what else
Anyway.
Jay was a fan of, Hannah?
Yes.
He was a fan of the Surface Laptop 1. That was his first device, and you know, I know we've got a lot to talk about on this stream. Have I jumped the gun? Is it time?
No.
Can we?
I don't think
do
you jumped
it?
the gun. We've got to keep this show on the road somehow.
Hang on.
Okay.
I feel like, guys, sorry, there has been one comment come through, and I know that we spoke about it, but I just want to make sure that we address it. So the comment is from Mark. Mark is asking, are the two USBs to different ports? One's Thunderbolt and one's USB-C. So yes, we have two USB-Cs ports with this is with the Intel Wi-Fi model. So two USB-Cs, and they are Thunderbolt 4 as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great
that's the
shout,
one.
because that's another thing. I didn't know I needed it until it was there, right?
Yeah, I feel like Fernando might be stealing your Pro 9 at this rate with those two ports on it, Lisa. I feel like he'll have a few uses.
Never.
And
All right, let's go. You can move on now,
Sorry.
Hannah. Sorry.
Chris got in there as well. Best part, every time it's disconnected and reconnected, Windows Snap keeps your Windows where you want them. I absolutely love that, Chris. Thank you for shouting it out. The docking experience in Windows 11 is, once again, something I didn't know I needed until it was served on a plate to me. Going between having multiple monitors and things all the time. If I have it open on my side monitor over here, which you guys can't see, but it's over here, and I just connect, it minimizes onto my Surface screen, which is amazing. So a really seamless experience thanks to Windows 11. And that's such an important shout out that's something else that's just so core and so important to Surface, is that it's designed from the bottom up, right? Microsoft obviously make Windows 11. They make the Surface hardware. They make amazing softwares that we use every day like Microsoft 365. So all of these things are better together. And that experience you have is like nothing else. Okay, Fletch. You had a beautiful segue ready,
Yes.
and then we messed it up for you.
And then
So
we
let's roll
wrapped
it. Let's roll the clip, Fletch. Let's roll it.
Three, two, one.
You know, the
Yes.
only thing that would have made that better for me, Hannah, is if
Oh.
I had one of those laptop 5s and that dope tune on the Omnisonic speakers coming out of it. It would have just been so perfect.
Yes. Oh my goodness. See, Jay, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. Jumping in there on your first Surface laptop from Summer Surface back in the day. And I remember when the Surface laptop first came out in 2017, every day in our office, we would do a song of the day. We each got to pick a tune and we'd just turn a Surface laptop up to full volume and just crank it. We were not liked among other people in the office. But we were having a great time. It was so good. And I think, a lot of you guys may know that I do have a background in music, random fun fact about me. So I'm pretty fussy when it comes to audio quality and things like that. And I will never not be blown away by those Omnisonic speakers and the sound that it produces for a laptop. Guys. And you can't see them. You can't see the speakers. They are perfectly underneath the keyboard there, just blasting bangers from nowhere. It is beautiful, amazing. I'm sorry, Lisa. Mon beat you to it.
Yes,
Sage
Green Gang.
Yeah.
The Green Gang is coming out.
Yeah. I love it. I loved that Sage Green coming to the Surface laptop go-to. So seeing it now in the Surface Laptop 5, your favorite laptop made even better, is very, 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 very cool. So, Lisa, I wanted to ask you a question, and we've got some people. Jay, I'm going to throw this question to you in the chat. Mon, I'm going to throw this question to you in the chat as well. But Lisa in particular, and you guys who I know have Surface laptops and have been Surface laptop users for a long time. Lisa, you said at the start of the stream that your first Surface device was a Surface Laptop 3. And looking at this new device, what are some things that you're really stoked that they've actually kept from previous generations that have kept coming forward in the new gen of Surface laptops?
Can't say
I think with
Lisa, it's mine.
Why?
I claimed it already.
I'm going first. No. Well, okay, I won't say the Omnisonic speakers, but I'm going to say the dual
totally
far-field studio mics. There you go. A little bit different.
Yes.
But I think that's a great one. But I mean, for me, when I first, got my hands on that laptop 3, the thing that really stood out to me, it was like I was saying with the Thunderbolt ports. I didn't know I needed them. Why do I need 2? Why do I need USB-A? Why do I need USB-C? Like, what's the keys here? And I think that's something that, we've evolved into the USB-C kind of era. But those dual far-field mics, I mean, it's to me, it's just Surface now. Like, we see it. But like, I love them. You guys know me. I don't enjoy wearing headphones or, anything like that. So when I'm on video calls and, sometimes I'm walking around the house, I'm feeding the dogs, like all of that kind of thing. So that dual far field studio mics just helps me sound that little bit better on calls and stuff like that. And I can't not say the colors. Say the colors, the choice that we have, like, you guys know that I love to personalize. That is my personality. I like to bring that out in what I have. And, choosing between the 2 different screen sizes, that 13.5 or that 15-inch, and of course the different colors in what you've got. Like, I must admit, I would go a sage green if I was lucky enough to have a laptop 5, because it is such a great color. But just that level of personalization and it is still the touch screen. I know that the pen is not, it's not the best experience on like what you got with a Pro device, but it's not terrible.
It's still so helpful.
You can still
right?
do
when
it,
you're
right?
signing documents and doing a quick PDF markup. Whip it out all the time. Yeah.
I can still do it. And you know what? Another big thing for me is battery life. And this is, I kind of just associate it with all Surface devices now, is that battery life. Like with the laptop 3, it was up to 11.5 hours of battery life. So that's all day battery life. But with this new one, something that's been even better is the battery life, the extension in the battery life. And it still amazes me today to see all of these great things. And it's a device, like it's still so little, it's still light, it's pretty, it's shiny, like that to me. Like, what's the battery life now? Like, I want to say 18 up to 18 hours. Is that right? Did I get it right? Yes. So the 13.5
up to 18 hours.
I was just
correct.
did I get it right? Yeah, so the 13.5 inch is up to 18 hours of battery life, and the 15 inch is up to 17 hours of battery life. So look at that like increase from the 3 to the 5 in 3 short years, like just over 3 years or just under 3 years.
Absolutely amazing. Lisa, I loved that answer. I love working with you, Lisa Jones, and I'm always super proud of you. But that moment there, I was just like, I've never been so proud of you in my life. Amazing.
Me too.
Perfect answer, Jonesy. Perfect answer. And Chris, my friend, you're also on fire in the chat with us. I said it at the start of the stream that if you've been a Surface user for eons in an age like I have been, there are some of those things that we just get so used to, we're so spoiled by, that we kind of forget to shout it out. And I think that 3:2 aspect ratio is one that I don't talk about it enough. It is so good having an additional 18% vertical space on your screen. And especially when, for doing uni assignments, all of those kinds of things, when you've got a Word document and a web browser and your Outlook and Spotify and all of that, when you've got things snapped side by side and all of that jazz, having that additional vertical space is awesome. It is so, so important. And I don't think, personally, I just can't go back to the 16:9. I can't do it. Every time I cast my Surface to my TV, I've got it so it changes, so it better fits the TV ratio. And I'm just like, what's going on here? Why does this look so weird? Where's my screen gone? That 3:2 aspect ratio, my friends. Unique to all of the Surface family. And, I think that that's really important. While when we do awesome events like this, we like talking about the newness, all of the great stuff that is coming, that is being added to these products. But I think that it's really important that we look at some of that Surface DNA that's been around for the last decade, that we've seen go from strength to strength, that we see come across in all of our devices in the Surface family is super important to, not forget the importance and the strength of those features as well.
Oh, can I add my one in, Hannah? I just can't help it.
Of course, I sensed that you were being too patient. Your manners
just
today.
waiting.
Oh, Lisa, I'm proud
You're
of
on
you.
point.
I'm proud of you too. Your manners today are on fire.
I'm gonna steal the whole design category, but I will be a little bit more specific.
The reason I made that face, I'm sorry, is because I've written notes for this. And design was specifically under my name, so
that's okay.
I'm
going to steal
about your minutes. I take it back.
Yeah. Hey, that script's out the window for me now. We're in it.
Take it away.
I want to kind of talk about what Jay's said in the chat, and that whole keyboard experience is something that I love. Obviously, the typing experience on the Surface laptops has always been amazing, and it's going to continue to be amazing. But I'll be really cheap with my two design features. I'll be real quick with them. Alcantara and the way that keyboard flows into the screen are some of my favorite things with the device. I love Alcantara. I love the metal version as well, but the Alcantara just makes me feel warm and fuzzy, like it should. And just the way that you're typing on a keyboard, you've got a laptop in front of you, but the keyboard just flows into the screen because there's no hinge visible. The angle that screen takes on, it's just it just feels awesome to use. And that's I think enough of it because I don't want to steal too much of Hannah's point.
You missed the very start. So not only do we get that beautiful, I love that you said warm and fuzzy, right? Like your hands on that Alcantara on a cool day. So good. But even from laptop to laptop, I hope you guys liked what I mean here. Follow me. But from closed laptop to open laptop, you can open it with just one finger. And that's something, once again, I'm so spoiled that sometimes I go and look at laptops, I'll just browse through a store and I'll close the laptop and then I'll go to open it and I go, whoops, you've got to core it open. Not with Surface laptops. Once again, don't know how they do it, don't care how they do it. It's amazing human-centric design, right? You lift that lid up with just one finger, like Fletch said, all you see is the keyboard and that beautiful screen, and then Windows Hello. Windows Hello is one of my favorite additions, once again, to not only the Surface family, but to Windows devices as well. You just sign in with your face and you're there. It takes seconds, literally seconds, to get into everything that you want to do, which is just so awesome. Like Chris mentioned earlier, if I had stuff open, if I've just hibernated my device and I had stuff open yesterday on my external monitor and then on my device, Windows 11 remembers, and they just live where they were where I left them, which is so amazing, so super useful. And like we've kind of said, as we've talked about these things, it's all of the little things that you really just can't take for granted with awesome products like this. Yes.
Do you know, Hannah, that ability to lift up with one finger and the screen to turn on in less than a second is a requirement for the Intel Evo platform, which, funnily enough, this device is also certified for.
I didn't know that. Beautiful segue.
Yeah.
Do you have more news? Do you want to keep going on your Intel Evo point?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep heading along on it.
In the notes, that's what you were supposed to talk about.
See, I did totally throw it out. But yeah, so like, say you wake up in the morning. I'm just going to take you through my life of how I like to use my Surface devices, but particularly my Surface laptop. I've got a young kid, so I'm waking up at like anywhere between 6 and 7:30 on a good day. And the first thing that I'll do when I go out into the kitchen and the lounge is put on the kettle, open up my Surface laptop with one finger, have exactly what Hannah said. The screen instantly turns on thanks to it being that Intel Evo certified device and the premium Surface device. I sign in with Windows Hello and I get those Omnisonic speakers kicking with a podcast or some tunes while I start to get my little girl ready for the day. And then the amazing thing about it is, because I've got that amazing Thunderbolt port, I can then go and sit down and actually plug that device into my 4K monitors so that I can watch some NFL games. Don't tell the boss. And have those running in the background while I'm doing my work. And then again, when my little one comes home, I can take it off. I know that tomorrow when I go and plug it in, it's going to come up on the screen with everything that I had open, just like Hannah just said. And I can go back on to doing podcasts and music while I get into my next part of the day, which is dinner and bath time and everything else like that. If I've got any chores to do from that my wife needs, I can use that pen and mark up some PDFs, sign any financial documents I need to send off. It's just such a perfect device that matches everything that I want to do while I'm within my home in a day. It's so good.
Yeah, I love that, Fletch. I love that.
Love it.
Great description from start to finish. Lovely little insight into your life. Thoroughly enjoyed that, my friend. And in my notes, something that I wrote down there that was said in the announcement, sometimes it's what you can't see that makes the biggest impact.
Yes.
And I wrote that down. There are a few like really specific things that I wrote down because it's like, oh, I like that. I like that so much. But it's so true, right? It's so true. And I don't look at a Surface laptop now and go, where are the speakers? Where are the hinges? Where are the screws? Where are all of those things? Because I'm used to them not being there. But when that first Surface laptop came out, I remember Fletch, like we got them out of the box and we were looking at them like, where are the bits? Like, where are the things? Like, where are all of those additional things that make the laptop the laptop? And I think that, we can talk to specs, we can talk to all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's that experience that you have with the device. And Lisa, you talked about the colors, you talked about the fact that it's shiny and pretty. And sometimes we feel a little bit silly saying that, right? Like you feel a little bit silly being like, oh, I think it looks nice. But that's so important. When you're investing money in a product, you want to enjoy using that product, right? You want it to feel like yours. And I think, sorry, Fletch, I'm just going to keep going.
No, you keep going. You're in a flow.
But I think when we think of all of the things that we use a laptop for, this is when this stuff really comes to life, right? Like, obviously, the time I most use a laptop is when I'm working, but I also do some really dope, fun stuff in my personal life with a laptop. Like I said,
I'm fun outside of work too.
But like I said earlier, we're going to the UK for Christmas. We're going away for a whole month. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm very excited. But we are planning a whole month away from home. We're going in between different countries. We're going on a little full Bell family excursion, which will be really exciting. But I booked flights. My husband's seeing his family for the first time in 8 years. and on my precision touchpad, I hit buy now, I hit purchase, having all of those feelings. I've got an activity tracker on Excel. I really hope my in-laws like me, guys. But I've got an activity tracker of things that we can do together, and people can sign up to what activities they want to do. And that's all powered through OneDrive. And, when you think of all of these things that technology enable us to do, I get so excited. I'm waving my hands around. I'm chef's kissing all over the place. I'm so pumped. And I think that, whether you are somebody who is selling devices in store, whether you are someone who's thinking, is today the day that I pre-order and treat myself? I think thinking of all of those things that you do, I've been watching our Italian team's videos and I just can't stop. But thinking of all of those things that you use your device for, it's just so important to get the device that's right for you, right?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Before, I know we've got a few other things that we want to talk about, Hannah, but there is one really important question in the chat that I really want to answer.
Yes.
And sorry, we're rolling back a little bit. Mark has asked about SQ-free processors, which is a really good shout. I probably should have gone into this in a little bit more detail. But on that Pro 9 with 5G and the SQ-free processors, it runs obviously natively in what's called 32-bit. If you don't know what that is, it doesn't really matter because what it does is it will actually emulate 64-bit. It does mean that there are very specific programs that you might have issues with. Honestly, it's CAD and games. So AutoCAD and games is the only ones that have kind of been flagged. And I would say that SQ-free processor in gaming, it's not necessarily designed to give you that best experience. You'd step up to the laptop studio if you're really passionate about playing games. But also that doesn't really matter anymore because of cloud gaming. So it really does take it to the next leap. So great question. And I hope that answers everything you need.
Wonderful. Like you say, Fletch, we've got about 10 minutes, guys. We've got about 10 minutes. So I want to roll through some other really quick things because it was a huge announcement. A lot happened this morning. And I can't believe that after what a massive year we had last year with launching Windows 11, that we've got yet another massive year this year. So the other Surface device that we have not talked about yet that I do want to, just touch on real quickly, and let me call it the right name this time because I didn't at the start of the stream, the Surface Studio 2 Plus. So I know that this is a device that a lot of people have been asking questions about. A lot of people have been waiting for it. A lot of people have been saying, but Microsoft, we want our Surface Studio to be able to upgrade to Windows 11. This is your answer, my friends. So the Surface Studio 2 Plus, I'm just going to read some fun facts about it. I'm just going to before we get too carried away and too excited, I'm just going to dampen our spirits just a little bit. At this stage, it will only be available through the Microsoft Store. Okay? Just letting you know that nice and early on. But let's get back to the excitement factor on this because the Surface Studio 2 Plus is, of course, the ultimate creator's canvas, right? That zero gravity hinge, you can push it down with just one finger in the middle.
One finger.
Lie on top of it if you ever feel. If anybody remembers the first ever Surface Studio announcement with Panos Panay, he chose to do that, and I'll never forget it. So we've got the new gen of Intel i7 quad-core processors. We've got an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 in there as well, and it's up to 5 times more powerful than the original Surface Studio. Boom. Amazing. Mon, so glad that you're here. Jay as well. I remember that once upon a time when we were able to sneak the first Surface Studio in to a training event. That was still one of the most exciting moments of my life. I told you I had a life as well, but that still takes the cake as being one of the most awesome things we've ever done. So cool to get to show that off in person. It has not 1, not 2, but it has 3 Thunderbolt ports on the back of this device. Oh my goodness, I know. And 13.5 million pixels on that screen.
That's so many pixels.
That's
4K
so
How do they put
many.
them all there?
How do they do it? 4K resolution. And when using Snap in Windows 11, one of our favorite features, you get 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 14-inch displays on your screen. Oh my goodness, how amazing is that? That is so cool. And a bonus fact for anybody watching at home and anybody who did join the Microsoft event to watch that, I clocked it, I screenshot it, I might have shed a little tear, but in one of the quadrants that Panos was showing off, he played the first ever launch video for the Surface Pro, which I loved. I loved that nice little Easter egg for the fans as well. But Surface, okay, that Surface covered. Don't worry, guys. You guys have met us all before. We will be doing more of these streams as these products start landing across Australia and New Zealand in our stores. But this is just the goodness, the greatness from day one, from post-announce. So we talked about all the Surface devices. There were some really exciting Windows updates in here as well. And Andrew Pearson is not on the stream. And I hope he's not watching at home because he's just going to be like, Hannah, you can't steal everything. You can't talk about everything. So we will do another live stream really soon with AP, who's going to take us through all of the updates to Windows. So similar to Windows 10, Windows 11 is doing updates. Feature updates frequently, right? So it's now been a year of Windows 11. It is the highest satisfaction rating of any version of Windows ever. How incredible is that? We know that people have loved lots of new, lots of previous operating systems from Windows, but to say Windows 11 has taken the cake in a year of its life, incredible, amazing. Lisa, you put your hand up.
Oh, I was just saying 1 whole year. Like, how has that happened? How has it been 1 whole year?
How is Andrew Pearson a whole year older? It just happened. It just happened, guys.
It just happened.
So once again, I'm going to breeze really quickly through my notes so you guys know what more we're going to talk about at a later date, maybe on the next stream that we do, or something that you want to go and search up for yourself if you haven't watched that full Microsoft event just yet. But accessibility was a really big focus and continues to be a really big focus for Microsoft across everything we do. There were some awesome new adaptive accessories shown. That's something that we're going to talk a little bit about later on, not today, later on another time, but I'm pumped. Those are so important that not only are the accessories now out there, but Microsoft are also releasing some 3D printing files online. Because the thing when you look at accessibility is that nothing is a one size fits all. Lisa, you've got to wave around again. You're in the dark. So, it's not a one size fits all, right? So being able to print things to add to your accessory to make it the best possible version of itself to suit you and what you need, I think is epic and amazing. And another quote, a direct quote that I wrote down is, the world is better when everyone can participate. I really like that. Yes. I think that's really important. So accessibility is built right into the Windows 11 operating system with live captions absolutely everywhere, voice access, and natural voices for narrator. And a really important shout out that I never thought I would ever get to make is in those natural voices for narrator, there is a New Zealand accent. It's not me. I pointed to me, but it sounds like me. And I think that's amazing. I love that.
It is cool.
That's pretty cool.
Officially on the map and officially a voice in Windows.
If you ever miss us at night, Lisa, you can just put the New Zealand narration on and you'll be good.
And definitely going to go do that as soon as we're done, Fletch.
Every single day. And I think, look, representation's important, right? So not only has a New Zealand accent been added, but there are heaps of different ones in there as well. Like, for example, we've recently done some training with our friends across the world, and someone noticed that there was also like an Indian accent speaking English in there as well. Some really exciting. Yeah,
Singapore as well. Yeah,
amazing. So some really cool added natural voices into there as well. Security is yet another big feature of Windows 11. Some cool things I wanted to shout out straight from the event is Smart App Control. It is an AI policy that only allows apps that are predicted to be safe to run. And using Microsoft AI, it accesses, I can't even count this on my fingers, 43 trillion signals a day. That is huge, right? Absolutely massive. So Microsoft AI accesses 43 trillion signals a day and blocks over 900 password attacks a second.
That is mind-blowing. I'm sorry. That is, oh my goodness.
absolutely mind-blowing, right? And I have seen some of this functionality coming through already in things like Microsoft Edge. When I go in and try to use a password or, log into a website that I haven't been on in ages, it will say, your password has been compromised. Change your password. You have used this password and email combination on too many websites, Hannah, you fool. That is frowned upon. We shouldn't do that. You should probably change this. So I really love seeing those coming through. Some other really quick things that I'm just going to ramble off real fast. I'm sorry, guys. Stick with me. Folders in the start menu. Didn't know I needed it, but now that it's there, I'm very excited about it. I use
folders. That's right.
Folders.
Sorry.
Folders, because I use that experience on my phone. Like I've got a little Microsoft folder that has all of the Office apps and my Xbox apps.
Yes.
And I've got my social media folder and my games folder. So having that on Windows 11 is going to be super duper awesome. Tabs and File Explorer.
That's I'm hyped for that. I'm probably the most hyped person on the planet for Tabs and File Explorer.
Same.
I love it.
Right there with you, Fletch, because I'm sure that you guys can only imagine how busy our mornings are on days like this. I had so many file explorers open. I had so many PowerPoints open. I had so many documents open, so many windows open, that having at least like one place of calm, having File Explorer as my grounding experience in Windows, and instead of having lots of different versions, I can have tabs running across the top. Oh, my goodness, incredible, amazing. Another quick shout out. Sorry, guys, we've got 4 minutes, and I'm going to keep rolling through really quick. The Xbox controller tray, pair an Xbox controller to your Windows 11 PC and find out what happens. It's amazing. I noticed it by accident the other day.
I want to find out now.
Bluetooth pair that bad boy, and then if you nudge something on your controller, it brings up a little tray in the top of your last used games. Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. So did you just get in Fletch? Are you just like, I understand what you're talking about? Like, amazing. I love that addition.
I wanted to know what happened, Hannah.
I wanted to find out what happened. And guys, what is really, really important for all of us is having great experiences you love across every device that you use. So Fletch and I are Android users. We've been really spoiled by that phone link experience in Windows for a really long time. It hasn't quite come to the iPhone yet, but there are some new integration with Apple experiences coming into Windows 11 as well. iCloud app, Apple TV, and Apple Music are all coming to the store. So that will be a really exciting addition for you. For you, Lisa, just for you, or any other iPhone users out there as well. But that brings me almost almost to the end. And I'm going to say this first. I'm sorry, I've talked over everyone for a while now. I've talked at you guys on the stream for a long time. Thank you for bearing with us and listening. But any other event highlights? And I'm going to go first because in the last 3 minutes, thank you for making this all about me, Fletch. In the last 3 minutes of the Microsoft event, Panos dropped the biggest mic drop and one of the most exciting things that I have seen that if you didn't watch till the end, you should have. Microsoft Designer. Oh my goodness, Jay, I saw that you dropped that one in the comments earlier. Yes, thank you, Monique. I'm going to take a deep breath. But oh my goodness, I have been following DALL-E 2. I watched a Vox video on it a little while ago. And what DALL-E 2 is this amazing AI where I can say a picture of a girl frolicking along the beach on a springtime day. Very weird, very precise, but it will automatically generate a picture of that for me, which is just mind-blowing. If you haven't checked it out already, definitely go and have a look. So this is taking Designer and PowerPoint, all of those things to the next level. It's coming in as Microsoft Designer and bringing in all of these awesome AI features and functionalities to just take your experience to the next level. To the next level, my friends. Super, super excited. Lisa, were there any other moments in the Microsoft event that you just want to shout out before we leave these lovely people to the rest of the day?
Look, I feel like there was so many. I feel like there was literally so many. The colors, of course, is a standout for me. You guys know how much I love colors and the personalization. But I didn't know if you did it intentionally before, but you were like, I'm just going to touch on the Microsoft Surface Studio Plus. Yes. Another big standout is that one finger of moving the screen. So I didn't know if you did that intentionally, but I totally was like, oh, good on you, Hannah. I love that one. Yeah. But yeah, I think that was the biggest standout for me.
Yeah, For sure. I love it. Fletch, what about you, my friend?
I'm with Mom. Did you leave any? I'm not sure,
No.
but no. I think outside of product, highlight was the beautiful man who talked about MPUs pulling out his hairdryer just to really
Yes.
hammer home how good that noise cancellation is with the SQ3 processor. I think that is amazing. It's something that like we kind of use with Teams, but it's going to be so much better.
I know.
And I can just hear so many people who do Teams calls or Facebook Messenger calls all day, every day, who are just looking forward to having that experience.
Amazing.
I need to go back. Can I have my turn again? What Fletch said, because I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what else, Fletch? Like Hannah and AP now have no excuse when they're on calls.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the lawnmower man's here. No excuse. None at all.
It is true. It is magical. It is amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this monumentous day, this wonderful day of celebration, not only 10 years of Surface, but new devices coming to the family, a new update coming to Windows. So many amazing and incredible things. All of these devices are available for pre-order now, and they will be launching a little bit later on. So some are coming on the 25th of October, which is real soon, and some won't be joining us until the 8th of November. So get in there, have a look on Microsoft.com or all of your retailer websites across Australia and New Zealand. Of course, Lisa, what do the people need to do?
Send me money so I can buy
Expert Zone.
Lisa, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that.
Okay, sorry, I'm not allowed to say that. Sorry. No, just kidding. Just kidding. We will be dropping brand new content that gives you just a little bit of a deeper dive into these products. We will let you know once they are up and available, but ensure that you guys have also completed the accreditations, because that's where you get that basic, that core knowledge. And then of course we'll have that deeper dive into each of these brand new devices. So stay tuned. Make sure you are keeping it locked to Expert Zone.
Love it. Keep it locked to Expert Zone, and of course all of our social channels, which are Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. Yes, I got all 6. They are going to appear on the screen at the end here, because Fletcher is amazing and he has run all of the background stuff on the stream. Thank you, Fletch, for not only imparting all of your knowledge with us, but doing the hard part of the stream so I can just say stuff. I really appreciate that. We appreciate all of you guys for joining us. I hope that you are excited as we are, and we've really enjoyed having you along on this journey with us. Some of you guys have done so many Surface launches with us. Mon, Jay, David, I'm looking at all of you guys. Absolute legends. Thank you for coming along and joining the stream with us. But until next time, friends, keep it locked to Expert Zone and all of our social channels, and we'll see you again really, really soon.
Peace out, easy.
Bye, guys.